Fantastic.
Recording in progress.
All right, so this call is finally being recorded. Like I said, I got my MacBook here, I got my iPhone here, I got an iPhone recording. We're all over the place, but we're making it happen, and that's what we do for the team. I've got MEP. Congratulations, he made £600 today. He or she, can't quite tell from that name. Um, but if there's anyone else that's made money today, I know Sharmina just posted her withdrawal of 1,200 pounds, and she was only trading from 2 p.m. I think she was in hospital. Started trading at 2 p.m. and she smashed it. She's finished the day at 6:30 with 1.2k. And that's the power of trading, guys. That's what trading can really do for you. Today's not going to be about myself. We're not really going to go into too much of a training. That's what we usually do on Mondays. But today I thought we'd seize the opportunity and speak to a great friend of mine who's absolutely smashed it. Not just today, right? People will see today and think, oh, it's the overnight success. But no, this isn't the final product. This is someone that's been grinding and trading for a long time. We met probably around 5 years ago in the trading space. She's stuck at it ever since. And again, she's reaping the rewards of the seeds that were sown 5 years ago when she was blowing her accounts. Like many of you guys, you might not be seeing the success you want to be seeing right now. You might not be having the 7K days, but we've all been there. We've all blown accounts. We've all felt like quitting. We've all felt the same emotions every single one of you guys have felt when you failed. But guess what? Life is about failing forward. If there's one thing you're going to write right now, is that okay? So make sure you write that down. Life is about failing forward, and that's all we're pretty much doing as traders, right? The day I stop learning is the day I'm gonna stop growing. Okay, the day I stop learning how to trade or how to get better at trading or different strategies or different mindsets or just different little tweaks. Like I posted something in the chat today. I was up at 5:30 and I was trading. 90% of my trading was done by around 7 o'clock, right? Or 7:15, I think it was. I think my last trades were around at 1.3k and that was at 7-Eleven. So yeah, 90% of my trades are done really early, and that's just because the market's super directional. You have a clearer mindset. I'm a lot more focused in the morning. There's less distractions, there's less market manipulations. I was flipping a smaller account later on in the day when the New York session opened, and I just saw so much manipulation in the market. And I knew it was gonna happen, right? I know when the New York session opens, market manipulation is real. And it's just one of those things that if you want to avoid that as a trader, then you can avoid that, but you just got to make the conscious decision to avoid that. So those are little things that I do, right? I'm intentional. I start the day early. I write my goals for the day. I have them on a card right in front of me, right? So I've got my laptop there. I've got my phone there. I know how much I need to make for today. And I'm going out there and I'm doing it. But again, guys, like I said, this call is not too much about myself. Angel, if you're here, could you just raise your hand so I can just make you host? Um, be very, very mad if she's not on this call, right? That would be crazy. I just have to do it for her. I could tell you her story anyways. That's how much I love this person. But guys, like I said, she's an incredible individual. She's just started, just like every single one of you guys. Again, we was all probably skeptical about trading at one point in life, right? We was all probably thinking, does this thing work? Right? Something that is new to the mind, you always have that skepticism about. And I'll tell you a quick story. I was in Dubai earlier this year, around January, and there was a famous rapper. A lot of you guys probably know him, Central C. He was doing a concert, right? And luckily enough, we was in a VIP section, so there was probably about 15 tables. And I was sat with a guy called Yanamize. I was sat with loads of these other influencers, and I want to really just change your mentality when it comes to trading right now, because when I was on these tables, all I saw was MetaTrader 5s, right? All I saw was MetaTrader 5s. All I saw was XAU USD. And I was thinking to myself, this is the normality. Like in Dubai, in these places, in certain circles, this is the normality. This is all you're seeing. You're seeing people trading. You're seeing people making money. I saw someone in minus 50K drawdown right on my table right before we were going to watch Central C. And you know what that showed me? It didn't just show me like, wow, this guy is in minus 50K. I wonder what his account's on. It showed me if there's money to be made, why are we not making money? Right? In certain circles, that's the norm. In certain circles, it's the normality to be trading. But in your circle right now, that probably is foreign, right? I know where I come from, where I grew up in Croydon. I introduced a lot of the people to trading in Croydon, but for a lot of the people that are still there, they're like, oh no, it's a scam, oh no, I'm skeptical, no, I won't do it. But guess what? What are those people really gonna amount to in life? And I'm not gonna say like, oh, I'm predicting that they're not gonna be nothing. I wish and I pray everyone becomes something, but you gotta really check your circle. You gotta really make sure you're around the right people that are going places, that are doing things, and then you're gonna pick up on those certain activities. Because when I saw all these people that are millionaires and they're all trading gold against the dollar, I'm thinking, why isn't everyone doing this? Like, why am I ashamed to tell my friend, like, look, this is what I do for a living, this is how much I make for a living? Like, no, you should not be skeptical. It's 2026. You should know by now that now is the time to be trading, right? This is what people are doing. This is how people are making money. And how I'm seeing it is, if there's money to be made, if there's money on the table, make sure you're making it. If that's how millionaires are thinking, if that's how billionaires are thinking, if that's how the banks are thinking that are trading your own money, then why are you not thinking the same? So don't ever be ashamed to tell people that you're trading. Don't ever be ashamed to say, this is how I made £600 today. So I'm just putting in the chat. This is how I made 1.2K today. I'll put it on my story, right? I saw Angel's video I'm about to bring up. She made a whole video about how she made 7K, thanking God for that. And it was beautiful because 7K is most people's 2 months, 3 months. It might even be your monthly right now. But guess what? Someone made it in a day. So it's definitely possible. And I recommend everyone, again, if you're trading, if you're seeing success, go and shout it from the rooftops, because you never know whose life you can change and whose life you can inspire. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up this amazing individual. Yeah, we were sitting down. We had pasta at, well, I wasn't eating at the time, I was fasting, but we had pasta at Tasha's in Battersea just a couple of weeks ago, and it makes me smile so much because we were setting goals, and this is what I love to do. People, I love to sit down, set some targets, set some goals. We set goals, and a couple of weeks later, not even a couple of weeks, like I'd probably say 10, 12 days later, my girl's having 7K days, and she's just a testimony to what is possible in this chat, in this group. And if it can happen for her, you want to get excited because it can happen for you. It'll be you next, right? She didn't do nothing crazily different to what you've done, right? Or which is by joining this chat, copying the signals that we're sending. She didn't get mystical signals from an alien in Pluto, right? She got the same signals that you got, but she done certain things. She increased her risk. She made sure her account were in certain ways. And I'm going to basically ask her a few questions about herself and about how she managed to make 7K in a day. And guys, I want you to write this down. If it's possible for her, it's possible for me. I remember trying on my first Rolex and I said, wow, it's on my wrist. Guess what? A couple years later, I had Rolex, right, on my wrist, mine. Do you know what I mean? So again, it's not like a manifestation thing, but it's really true. If you can see it in your mind, you'll hold it in your hand. And I'm sure this lovely lady has seen 7K days in her mind. And guess what? She's living it right now. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up my close friend, an amazing lady. If she can hear me, Angel, I'm going to try and make you co-host. Let's see if I can do that. Actually, no, I don't think I can. But I've unmuted you. If you could turn your camera on, I'll pin your camera so everyone can see you. And just let me know if you can hear me.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you indeed. How are you?
I'm good. Hold on 1 second. I don't know why my camera is not working. Give me a second.
You know what? I was a bit rusty on Zoom myself as well. Like this morning, I couldn't find the record button. I couldn't find the share my screen button. Like, trust me, I know exactly what you're going through. But try and find that button when you can, because I'm sure the people would love to see you. And let me try and pin you. Yeah, it's funny. Me and Angel, we was in a company about trading probably 5 years ago. That's where we first met. We used to do these calls religiously. We used to do like motivation calls. We used to do trading calls. We used to be marking up the charts. We used to be educating. We used to be doing all of that. So we were like the hot stuff on Zoom, right? If you told me there was a new feature on Zoom, I'd know how to use it. I'll probably be teaching you how to use it. But we ain't had to use Zoom in so long. She can't start her camera. I can't share screen. I can't record Zoom meetings or that. It's mad. But we're back. We're back. She says she's back now. Let me see. Let me see. Let's get this going. Yeah, fantastic. So I've unmuted you. I think we can see you.
Okay.
There she
Sorry.
is.
Can't even work Zoom.
I'm
Jesus.
telling you, I'm telling you.
My
It's
God.
like you
Look
see how
at
the
us.
human evolution evolves. We're going backwards, but look, the bank
I
account's going
know.
forwards. That's all that matters.
Goodness.
Congratulations, first and foremost. I'm gonna stop calling you Angel. I'm gonna start calling you Miss 7K a day.
Oh, in Jesus' name, amen.
um,
Amen.
but cool. Obviously, I know you're my beloved Angel. But tell us a bit about yourself, how long you've been trading, and what kind of got you into trading as well.
Oh, well, I'm Angel. For those that don't know me, thank you so much, Montel and Charmin, because they're the two that actually put me onto this time round. But we've known each other for quite some time in the trading space. And when did we start? I started about 5 years ago, I would say, with trading.
Mm.
And it was just not easy. Okay, like there's a lot that you need to like learn and try to understand, and we didn't have what we had now, which was the trading signals, which just makes your life so much easier. So for me, it's just been the journey has just been more incredible now with the knowledge that you learn in the past, but then with the trading experience, and then now obviously having the trading signals. So but yeah, I work 9 to 5, guys, if anyone that doesn't know that. I literally have a full-time job
Wow.
and I'm still trading also. So there's nothing that you can limit yourself. If I came into this thinking I'm gonna make like maybe give me like an extra 1K a month or an extra 2K a month, that's like a cute little like additional like something in your bank account.
Mm.
I didn't think it would be 7K at all.
Wow. Wow.
So yeah,
And that's just a day.
that's
That's
me.
not even a month. That's just your day, which is fantastic. How does it feel, right? Because as you said, you're working, you might be stressed at work. It might be surreal for you right now. You might have made double your monthly salary. I don't actually want to get into that, but how does it feel just to make 7K in one day?
It doesn't. Do you know what it is? Like it makes you look at reality like
Mm.
this doesn't exist. Like it makes you look at things so differently because how can someone make 7K in one day from not really doing so much? I didn't physically go to work. I didn't put in hours somewhere and someone paid me. Like there was none of that. It was simply from just this system that we're plugged into at the moment is how 7K has now arrived. Like it doesn't feel real, but it feels great. Not gonna lie.
It's so
It
true
feels so
though.
surreal.
When you start making a lot of money trading, your perception of money and reality actually does start to change a little bit. Because if you see a nice bag, I know you purchased something recently you might want to tell us about, but you see a nice bag, you're like, look, that's one day trading, that's 2 days trading. It's not like, how
Literally.
much do I have to save at work now to get that? It's
Yeah,
like, nah, 3, 4 days. Let me copy some signals. I'll get my own Chanel bag. So, how
exactly.
has that happened for you?
Yeah, it's just been like, you're so right. Like, you don't, it's like you look at money in such a different way now because anything that you can make from trading. And if, let's say, for example, you didn't have a good day and maybe you've lost a little bit, you can just make it back tomorrow. Or if, let's say, today, because I did purchase a little Chanel bag, little some time back. But literally because of trading was able to do that for me. Do you know what I mean? Like I can just go to Chanel and buy a 6K bag. It's crazy to me. But I know that is because I can make it through trading tomorrow, or today, or give me 3 days, that 6K is already back in my account. Do you know what I mean? So it's just so different. Like, but it's like a great different. It's just surreal. I just love it. I love trading.
That's a great answer. And I think
Yeah.
going into my next question, because someone did
Mm.
ask a question in the chat box. Obviously, your day to day was completely different to when you first started trading, or even when you first joined the Signals group, with the
Yeah.
amount you made, or just you hashing out certain mistakes. What advice would you give to people that are first starting out that you would tell yourself now having the day that you've had? What did you do differently that most people would be making mistakes with if they've just joined trading? Maybe that might be over leveraging, revenge trading. Maybe you cut that out. What are certain things that you done today that allowed you to make the 7K?
One thing, we're all human. So we're going to make mistakes and we're going to revenge trade and you're going to chase the market if you're in some form of losses or anything like that. The way I used to trade before compared to now is completely different. But I think one of the main things I would say that is a game changer is your capital. And I know that sounds like, okay, but even if I have 5,000 in my account, like we have everything that we need here. Do you know what I mean? So if you have a good amount capital in your trading account, it's so much easier to make money. It's so much easier to hold the trades and to layer in your trades. Like you can do so much more with at least 1K. Do you know, of course, like it's completely up to you and however you want to risk, but and trading is risky, like it's not guaranteed. But I've realized when I was starting with, let's say I'd put like £200 in my account, for example, or 300, um, it was so easy for me to blow an account with something so small, especially when we want to make more money. Like, you know, sometimes you see other people and they're making this much today or tomorrow, whatever. So you think that sometimes with the £200 that we have, we can do the same thing, but sometimes it takes a little bit longer. It's definitely possible, but I feel like you need to be more of an experienced trader if you're really going to flip that £100 to 1K. But it's definitely possible because trading is possible. You can do anything with trading. And I think that was like a big game changer for me is when I started trading with way more money, to be honest, and good risk management, because that way I'm secure. Like it even makes me trade better. Like you trade much better knowing, like you're more calm about knowing that once you're in this trade, I have this amount in the account anyway. So it's okay. Like even if it is going into some loss, just layer in there, as long as it hasn't hit SL, but layer in there and then get into the highest point or to the lowest point, depending what the trade is a buy or sell. And you'll be laughing. You'll be laughing with the market drops or the market skyrockets. So yeah, that's what
No,
I would say.
I've definitely seen that in your accounts as well. Some of you guys will be seeing the profit shots in the group chats. You're seeing standard lot sizes, all layered, all hitting TP. And it's so valid what you're saying because when you're new, that's when you probably say, I just want to put a little bit of money in. I just want to test the waters. But that's when you're most vulnerable to blowing your account because you have little knowledge. So you're starting with a smaller account, which is harder to grow. And only real experienced guys that have a real good sentiment for the market, they understand the market, they understand technical analysis. Those are the ones that can really grow small accounts. But when you're new and you have a small account, then you're already putting yourself at a setback because you don't have that knowledge. And again, the equity, you might be placing the wrong trades at the beginning and you might just blow your account. So what you said is so valid about starting with a bigger account size because someone just asked in the chat, oh, what were your lot sizes? Well, they were standard lots. But if you got £300 in your account, you can't be trading those standard lots. You
You
can't
can't do
expect
that.
7K there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Next question for you. When you was having
Yeah.
losses, certain people on the call might be having losses right now. They might not be seeing that success that they wanted to see. What kept you going? What kept you motivated? What kind of had this vision of you making 7K in a day? What kept you going through the days when you were blowing your accounts?
I think what motivates you is when you see other people making money. So I'm not gonna lie, you and Charmin, even Charmina, all you people that be making some crazy money in our community, in our WhatsApp group chat. When I see that other people are doing it, then that means I can do it too. So if I'm seeing you guys are making 1K, 2K, or etc., then why can't I do that? So that motivates me to keep trading and to jump into the next trades. Because I know if they can do it, then there's no point in me stopping and halving and umming and ahhing. And I'm like, well, there's someone literally here like that's withdrawing 4K in one day. I just don't think you won't be limited to you. I mean, to that person, not to you. You know what I mean? So that definitely motivates me. Also, the lifestyle that I want. If I'm being very honest, like
Yeah.
the life that you want, the life you want to support yourself, so have your dream life, your dream house, your dream car, support your family. Like with your kids come in generation, you want to have that wealth. There's so much like I have in my brain, and I'm sure a lot of people here, you see your life or you see the type of life that you want. But then if people are doing it with trading, it's just like, why can't you? So it doesn't stop me whatsoever. If anything, let it just motivate me. Yeah, we've had a few losses here and there, but that's just all part of the journey. It's all part of the journey, it's all part of it. But once you just stick and just really click with it, you just won't regret it at all.
Mm. That's
No.
so powerful. That's actually so powerful because, guys, like I said to you, when I was in Dubai, I was seeing people in minus 50K on their account, and that just blew my mind. It showed me, like, look, like, this is it. You can lose 50K, but you can make 100K in a day as well. And I
Yeah.
want everyone in this chat to really go out there and stretch your desires. Exactly what Angel just said. Her lifestyle that she wants to have, it requires more than where she's at. So being in a vehicle like this is literally giving her the keys to the car so she can drive it to get to where she wants to go. But if
Mhm.
you don't have stretched or massive desires, then you'll be comfortable at making £100 a day. You'll be comfortable at making £200 a day. You'll be comfortable even breaking even. But I want you guys to go out there, and what we used to do, Angel, and you could talk on this, is we used to go to the Harrods and go to the Rolex shops and try this
Yep.
on and try that on. And now
Yeah.
you're in a vehicle where it's the reality. So I don't know if you want to share your experience on that as well, and if that helps.
100%. I remember when I used to manifest and put it on my vision board that I want a Range Rover. And I was able to get one because trading was able to help me do that. You know what I mean? Or anything, it could be anything. Like, I just feel like we have our own goals and we have the things that we look at in our life, and then we know the things that we want. And just like Montel said, this is the vehicle that will just get you there. Like 100%. This is too easy. There's no way that this won't be able to help you get to where it is that you want to go. Like there's no way, like at all. So yeah, that's just what it is, and I'm happy.
No, fantastic. I'm so proud of you. I know we said we
Yeah,
were going to keep this call 15 minutes. I see a lot of questions. So I'm just going
yeah.
to go through a couple of them. How do you break the habit of closing the moment a trade goes into profit? Because we all know how to hold the drawdown. So I think what that question is saying is, when you get
Yeah.
into profit after being in drawdown for so long, how do you know when to hold? Or how do you know when to just, cut your losses or just call it a day?
You see the gold standard trades. So obviously there's two channels. If you guys don't know, there's the gold standard and there's the zones chat. With the gold standard, I've learned to just believe in the trade. Believe in the
Yeah.
trade. Because if at some point you are, yes, you are in a drawdown, you are losing quite a bit, but it still hasn't hit SL yet. And you're kind of getting scared. This is where like the fear kicks in, right? And I know a lot of people, I know people have messaged me and they're like, they would even close the trade when it's on a drawdown. It's like, no, please don't. Because
Mhm.
at some point, this will flip. I mean, God willing, but at some
Mm.
point, this will flip. And if it doesn't, if it, let's say it doesn't go into profit at all, then you can just make it back on the next trade. The market is not going anywhere. Like, it's not going to disappear tomorrow. I promise you. Like, it's okay. Like, you can make it back on the next trade.
Mhm.
So I think it's just dealing with your emotions during that time of a drawdown. And when you're in profit, please. And I think it was actually Charmin that taught me this, is to hold the trade, because there are times I was so scared. Once you see like a little bit of profit, you just automatically want to bulk close. Do not. Like try. Like just try and just hold that trade to TP, even TP3, TP4. Like let's see what the market is going to do.
Mm.
And I think the best thing as well is when you move your stop loss to above your entry points and just sort of catching or following the trade really as it's going higher, higher or lower, lower, depending on obviously the trade, then you know for a fact you're not going to lose anything if your stop loss is way above your entry. Do you know what I mean? Like it's okay if it stops you out at TP2, fine. But if it stops at TP5, you're just doing hee hee ha ha all day. Like
Right, okay,
so
you're doing that today for sure. So, with that being said, the last question that I will see in the chat box is someone's basically said, "What is your balance?" I don't want to get into balances right now, but if you go to when you first started and you were seeing a little bit of success, so you wasn't seeing the success you wanted, compared to now when you're able to make 7K withdrawals, what are the differences in those account balances?
I think, well, okay, starting with, okay, I think let me think about this because I don't want to like deter anyone. But like when you have at least 1K in your account, you're gonna do something. That's for sure. 1, 2, 3K in your account. The higher the better, in all honesty. You're gonna do something because you can trade with a higher lot size, you can hold your trades, you can layer very beautifully, and you don't fear as much when you have a lower account. But it's okay if you do, like if you're just starting out and you have a much lower account size. That's okay, because as long as you're using good risk management, you're using a good lot size, then you should be okay. You shouldn't fear if the trade is not going to go your way or something, because you know that you have your SL in there and you have a good lot size that you're using compared to the amount that's in your trade. But I'm sorry, I am going to die on this hill of you're going to need a very good amount. Like, that's one thing I've definitely learned within trading within these years, is you're going to make more money when you have a good funded account. Yeah.
So to kind of
Personally.
get the results that you're getting, would you say minimum 1K? Would you say minimum 2K, 5K? Like, what should people be looking to? Because they might be in the chat right now with £200 in their account, but they might have £800 there, but they're not even using, and then put 800 in, and tomorrow they might have a day like you. I'm not promising it, but what
Yeah.
would you say is the benchmark to get to your level of what you've done today?
I think 1K is good. I'm only being honest. Like, of course, it's completely up to you and it's what you can do, you know. But I think 1K is a good amount to really like see what you can do with this 1K. You can do a lot with 1K, especially if you are a beginner and because you need room, especially if you're a beginner. You need room to make some losses here and like trial and error. It's really just trial and error. But I think when you have that amount is very good. And also there's bonuses that Vantage give us. I just love Vantage because there's bonuses that they give us. I think right now there's like 100% bonus that you can actually claim. So that can add more capital to your trading account. Use it. Because that's if you put 300, you have 600. You know what I mean? If you start with your 1K, whatever the mathematics is with a 1K, and you have
Okay,
100%
they'll
bonus.
get 2.2K.
Yeah, there you go. Obviously, I was in set 4 math. Yeah, in school. I was in my lowest set in school. I did, when it comes to math, don't know anything. But yeah, whatever Montel said. So basically you have a really, really good account balance to trade with. So that's what I'd recommend.
No, absolutely. I'm going to wrap up there, guys. Just to kind of piggyback off the point Angel just lastly led with, we don't send signals for no reason, right? If you get a signal, especially from gold standard, it will turn around. This is not always the case. It may hit stop loss, but we hit stop loss probably once every 12, 13, 14 trades. We didn't hit one today. The summary will come out. We'll post it in the chat so you can see it. In the zones chat, you know, it may be invalid sometimes, but again, our ratio is incredible. I think today we probably went 85% as well. So guys, the signals are what Angel's following, they're what I'm following, it's what Charmin's following, Charmina's following, all the top traders you see in the chat. We're all
It's the
following the
only thing
same
I'm
signals.
following. That's it, by the way.
Exactly.
Just
No
to
funded
say,
accounts,
there's
because I saw
nothing
that message.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that message in the chat. We don't do funded accounts. It's strictly fund through Vantage. And you can just flip it with the trades that we're sending. So guys, believe in the trades. When we send a signal, there's something we've seen in the market. There's some sort of price action. There's some sort of level of support or resistance as to why we've sent the signal. It may not make sense to your analysis, but it will come through in the end. So trust in the trades. Have a really high belief system. That's one thing I'm getting from Angel in this call. Her belief is off the roof, and that's why she's able to do these things. So definitely take that, guys. Apply that to your trading. And yeah, happy trading, man. Let's get it
And
tomorrow.
leave fear at home.
Yes.
Sorry, just to add that in. Leave fear at home. Like, leave it at your workplace or leave it. Like, you don't need fear within trading. I know it can be scary sometimes when you enter these trades or you're scared you're going to fail. Please don't enter with that mindset. Believe in your trade, believe in your source. Remove the fear completely. Like, because fear, I feel like fear is actually what makes you lose, because you're scared. And this negative energy that you're sort of bringing onto these trades, like, please just, if you have a good lot size with your account size, you'll be fine. It's okay.
Yes.
Breathe.
Yes.
You'll be
Yes.
fine.
Amen, sister. Leave it
Thank
at
you,
home.
Mel.
That's the hashtag. Go drop that hashtag in the WhatsApp chat. Leave fear at home. I like it, Angel. We're going to get you trending today. Guys, if you got value from this call, just go and drop a message in the WhatsApp chat. Thank you so much again, Angel, for hopping on with me. Congratulations again. Enjoy your money, girl. You deserved it. You're the best. Let's get it.
Thank
10K
you.
tomorrow. 10K tomorrow.
Amen. You too.
Amen. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's
Thank
get
you,
it.
Montel.
Okay,
Bye.
yeah.